So, if you haven't heard, XDefiant is a new game by Ubisoft that has been released in a closed beta to the public. And it's only kind of a closed beta because you only have to watch 30 minutes of a Twitch stream of XDefiant with drops on to be able to play the game. So, it's kind of an open beta, but you have to watch Twitch to get in. So, it's only kind of a closed beta, but anyways, the point is that it is a new FPS game, and I love FPS games. I love any FPS games. My standards for FPS games are so low. I'll have fun with any FPS game nowadays because all of them feel so bad. But anyways, this is a new one, and the game itself is very reminiscent of Black Ops, and that is because the game is just completely 100% marketed to be COD's competitor. That's all Ubisoft wanted out of this. They just want to compete with COD. So, because of that, you can imagine that the game's going to feel a lot like COD, and it does. It feels a lot like Black Ops. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight up right here at the beginning. I don't think this game has legs. I don't think this game is going to it already has kind of taken off, but I don't think it's going to take off on like a very large scale where it's going to be like a blockbuster game or anything. I don't think it's going to be the COD killer or anything. I don't think the game's going to stay alive for that long. I think the game doesn't have the sauce, essentially is what I'm saying. And I'm going to tell you why. So the main reason I think X Defiant doesn't have the legs is that the gameplay is just I'm trying not to be such a big hater on this, but the gameplay isn't that good in my opinion of playing FPS games my entire life. Um, the movement does not feel good. That's what a lot of people are like super excited about for this game. Is they're like, oh, finally I get to move freely since COD Modern Warfare 2 essentially just killed all the movement that they had in Modern Warfare 1, which made which was what made Modern Warfare 1 fun to people, and they just took it and killed it. So now people are like, "Oh, we get this new game. It has pretty cool movement. The movement's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool. The slide feels clunky. It's not a good slide. The movement in this game is just spamming slide over and over to go fast, and also just sprinting back and forth. Like you just sprint and then swipe your mouse to the left and then swipe your mouse to the right, and you just keep sprinting that whole time, and it makes you harder to hit. That's not fun or good movement. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. Good movement is fluid. It's smooth. It gets you from one side of the map to the other, and you can use that to go fast and make it hard to hit you. Good movement is not when you it's not when you just are spamming things and making your character just behave super weirdly so that you don't get hit by somebody looking directly at you. It's not good movement. I don't like it. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Also, the gunplay of this game just doesn't feel good. Like it's super basic, and the feedback you get from the guns doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to hit an enemy. It doesn't feel great to kill an enemy. All the stuff that you need to like really make playing an FPS a rewarding experience, especially in just like a basic team deathmatch mode. Those elements aren't there when it comes to like the gunplay, and also again with the movement. It just doesn't feel great in those aspects because of that. And I don't know. The guns just don't feel good to me. And I think part of it could be chalked up to the servers being really bad as of right now because, it's almost impossible to hit people. Everything's super glitchy and everybody's teleporting everywhere. But I'm not going to hold the servers against them at the moment, but because, it is a closed beta or kind of closed beta, and they're doing the servers for the first time, right? So I'm not going to hold the servers against them at all, but overall the gunplay, I am not a fan. It doesn't feel great right now. I think it could be improved a lot, but they could fix it. But as of right now, the gunplay does not feel good. And then the last gameplay element I'm really going to get into for this game specifically and why I don't like it is the TTK. I don't like the TTK of this. I think they're trying too hard to strike a happy medium for everybody. I think they don't know whether they want it to be a fast TTK or a slow TTK at the moment. I think they want it to be fast because they want it to be a arcade shooter, but I think they also want it to be slow so everybody can so nobody complains that it's too fast, somebody would with Titanfall or something. But I would personally like to see it maybe a little bit faster. Also, again, this is just as of right now. I'm not a fan of the TTK. It could change. They might change the health values. They might change the way the guns work. Um, they might. the servers will get better. Maybe the servers being bad is affecting my feel of the TTK. But again, as of right now, I don't like it. The pistols feel like they do nothing to me. It's a kind of a rough place for the TTK for me right now. I wish that, and I think also this just adds to the feeling that guns aren't powerful in this game, and that's not something you want in an FPS game, and it bugs me a lot. But I'm not a fan of the TTK, and that's what I wanted to say about that. Also, not gameplay related, but in terms of the game as a whole, the characters in this game feel so basic and uninspired. Like a lot of people will play Apex or Valorant or something because they really like some of the or League of Legends, I guess, because they really like some of the characters. They want to main that certain character and all of that. In this game, the characters are just they're just tools to abuse a meta, right? So everybody's either running the wall hacks character, like me, or running the health boost character, like everybody else that plays this game. Those are pretty much the only two you play because those are the two that are good. And you're not playing a character because they have a personality or you like the characters. So that's just a whole nother demographic of people you're edging out because a lot of people play some video games because they like that character, they relate to that character. A lot of people play Apex for that reason, right? And you won't have that element helping this game out because the characters are just they're just tools for meta in this case, you know? All right, the next thing I want to be a hater about is I personally think this game is just going to be I think it's going to be too focused on appeasing and pleasing and just catering to professional competitive gamers. I think that's going to be a major issue with this game. I think they're going to spend every ounce of their time focusing on like making the game more competitive and catering more towards people who want to play the game competitively, want to play any video game competitively, and I think that's going to overall hurt the game. If you want a game to perform well, you want it to broadcast to the largest number of people possible because that's how you run a business. That's how you make money. You get as many people playing the game as possible. That's how they buy your microtransactions and stuff, right? And I think this game is catered to a very unique subset of people, and that is just competitive gamers, people who want to be competitive and pro players and stuff. And I think they're going to be way too focused on that, and I think they're going to exclude just a bunch of casual gamers that don't want to deal with all that. And I think that's overall going to hurt the game as well. I also want to make the point that the entirety of the marketing campaign behind this game is that it is a COD competitor. That is literally all I saw on Twitter for the first 2 days that this game was out. Was that hey, this is the COD competitor, guys. Ubisoft made a COD competitor, and holy crap, do I think that's a bad idea. Not only are you just fully revealing that you have one goal with this game, and it's not to make a good game, it's just to your entire goal is just to make a game that competes with God. Your entire goal is just a cash grab. I think that's such a bad idea. You're not doing anything inspired, right? And it hurts me. It hurts me. It really does. And also, again, the game feels a lot like just kind of like a Black Ops game, right? And because of this, and because you're just making a COD competitor, you're essentially just making an old COD clone. And again, you're sectioning off a bunch of people and you're just catering to one specific group of subset of people. You're just catering to people who miss what COD used to be. That's the only people who want something that is a COD competitor, right? Those are the only people who are actively asking for something like that, or people who just miss old COD and don't like COD, the current day CODs, right? And I think that's just such a bad idea. And also, for a game to exist in this market and blow up and be like a blockbuster game, which again isn't really what they're going for. I think they're just trying to. It's just Ubisoft trying to turn a profit or something. I don't really know. Um, the problem is you're not doing anything new with a game like this. It is just a COD competitor. You're not doing anything new. You're just doing COD, but like slightly different. You're just doing COD again, right? And so everybody is going to get bored of that because we've already been playing COD for 30 years or something like that. I don't even know how long COD's been around. It's been like 30 years, right? But like, holy crap, you're just doing COD again. So nobody's going to be like, oh, look at this cool, unique game I found. This is so fun and so new and so fresh. And they're just like, oh, it's just, hey, you want to play some more COD, man? And people will play it and they'll be like, this isn't just this. Like most people will just play it and be like, I could just be playing COD. I could be playing the first. I could be playing the original version of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I just feel like that marketing scheme of, hey, this is our COD competitor. I think that's overall a bad idea. And then we also have to mention that this is a Ubisoft FPS game, and Ubisoft, when it comes to FPS games, and they have an okay track record in terms of making a pretty fun game. The game, like, I played 3 hours of XDefiant before I turned it off and played something else, right? Which is, that's not bad, I guess. Like, it's an okay game. I had fun playing it, but my standards for FPS games and having fun are very low. I just need a gun and enemies to shoot, and I will have fun playing your FPS game, right? I'll have fun doing it. That doesn't mean it's a good game, right? But overall, Ubisoft doesn't have a great track record with building exactly long-lasting FPS games or big blockbuster ones. Like Hyperscape came out, and Hyperscape was the game to play for about 2 weeks, right? Hyperscape was so lit, and everybody was playing Hyperscape. I loved Hyperscape. It was actually fun to me. I had a lot of fun playing Hyperscape. I thought Hyperscape was a good game, even though it was a battle royale. And then it died. It died within 2 months, right? Within 2 months, Hyperscape was done, right? And so, and I just don't think, other than Rainbow Six, I don't think Ubisoft has a great track record in terms of making long-lasting FPS games. And I feel like this game isn't going to be really different, right? I think Rainbow Six was like their 1 in a million, or not, I'm not gonna say 1 in a million. They're good devs. I'm gonna say that Rainbow Six was their one game that they made super long lasting and made their blockbuster game. And I don't think XDefiant has that kind of sauce to go with it. I don't think it has the juice to go with it like that. I do like the game, but I don't think it's a good game in that sense. And don't get me wrong, I do really want this game to do well, because COD, having a COD competitor is just going to make Call of Duty a better game overall. At least, hopefully, it will. That's usually how competition in a free market works. Is it makes competition makes each other better, right? And so hopefully, other FPS games will get better since we're giving so much attention to XDefiant. And dude, every single day I go on Twitter, and I see just more and more how primed the market is for Titanfall 3, because everybody's like, dude, all this like, there's all these Zoomer kids that want to do cool movement stuff, but they only know CODs, and so they don't really know good movement. And then there's all the people who actually know good movement who are like, bro, you just want to play Titanfall, or you just want to play Quake or something like that, right? And the market is primed for a really good movement shooter right now, I think. And Titanfall 3 could be that. I'm a broken record, and I'm so I just want I'm just a fanboy for Titanfall, and I can't get it out of my head, and it hurts me. It really does. I think we should all just go play Titanfall. I'm done. I'm done. But again, this game is just in its beta right now. A lot could change. A lot could change. And the game's already been testing a ranked mode, and a ranked mode is probably the number one thing I think every FPS game needs in today's day and age of this current market, in order to have some sort of long running success. So they have at least something to build off of. They know they have a lot of pro players, and so like providing input. So I think that they will have a good ranked mode, probably. If I had to guess, I hope they will. So they have something to work off of. But as of right now, I just don't think the gameplay is fun enough to carry it over the line and to make it a really good game that people want to play for a long period of time. If they make a lot of tweaks to the gameplay, they have time to fix all this stuff. It is a beta. If they change the movement, I think the movement needs to be changed pretty much completely. I think the slide needs to be way more fluid. I think it needs to be less about spamming the same things over and over again, and more about being fluid and moving through the map smoothly and having fun while doing it. And if they make a lot of tweaks to the gunplay to make guns feel powerful and not just like you're they just need to make gunplay feel better, dude. Like that's my feedback for that. The guns don't feel powerful right now, and that's like my brain dead streamer take on the gunplay. But they have time to make all these tweaks, and I think they can do it. I think they could make a fun game. It is just a beta, and I really do hope they do. But let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. All that stuff. Follow me on Twitch. I have literally a link. I have a channel for everything on everything. So just go follow me. All the links are in the description. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. GG's and goodbye.